Around February of this year, I received a new, colossal superpower that could take me to any kind of goal that I desired to myself. Any kind of skill that I wanted to master was literally at my doorstep. Any kind of information that I wanted to get that would be 100% correct, I always had access towards it. And how, you may ask? Well, I finally learned how to download ebooks online for free. Now, of course, everyone knows already how to do that, but when I learned it, it was one of the most colossal upgrades to my entire life. Because I'm a guy who likes to read, if you couldn't tell by the channel's name. And not just books, but read in between the lines of life also, of the life tests, of the subconscious, outputs, like the subconscious language, the subconscious meanings and stuff like that. Yeah, I like to read in between those lines also. And what better way to practice this skill than to read in the first place? And so, instantly with this superpower, I got into work and I started to read books like Dot-Com Secrets, The E-Myth Revisited, Rich Dad Poor Dad, basically books about finances that really motivated me and that really hooked me by the edge, especially Rich Dad Poor Dad. Like on the first day that I started reading it, I read like 50 pages of the first story that was in there. It was so captivating and it was so wonderful. I appreciated this power so much. But do you know how I received this superpower? I didn't receive it on a whim. Like I just decided, oh yeah, I want a source of any kind of book that I desire for, like this. No, my friend. You see, the path that was leading me towards this groundbreaking discovery was actually accumulating over a time of over a month. You see, in late January of this year, I finished reading Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, which is one of my all time favorite self improvement books that you should definitely read. If you want to get powerful discipline and powerful willpower, you need to read it at least once in your life. It will truly convert you into a man, and it is absolutely necessary when you think about it. And so I had this long ass period where I wasn't making any kind of progress. Social media was hooking me back, and I was waiting for my birthday, which would come in March, so that I could get more books and stuff like that. But in late February, I got way too impatient, and I heard that whilst I was watching one of self improvement guys, well, like one of the YouTubers that I was watching at that time, he linked this book. It was called How to Think Big and Grow Rich, and he linked a free PDF of it right in the description. And so I grabbed it, and I didn't finish reading it even until now, even 1.5 years later. But still, it blew my mind that you could get any kind of these books just like that for free. And so, after almost a month of no progress, of not reading books, of going through the uncertainty, and through being afraid that I will have to only read books in like the physical form and not being able to download them, after a month of that, after a month of thinking to myself that it was over, that self improvement will indeed take that long and that I won't be able to get as much knowledge as I hoped for, I finally unlocked that superpower. Because immediately when I found out how to do it, oh boy, I downloaded like 10 books in that same day, and I have read all of them until this point, and every single one of them have been worth it. But I'm not completely biased towards just reading, of course. I like to also watch long form educational videos on YouTube, whether it's documentaries, whether it's podcasts, whether it's any kind of long form educational video that won't fry your dopamine systems and that won't get you into a motivational high to consume even more and more, but leaves you with the actionable step if you want to pursue the other video or not. Those are the kinds of long form educational videos that I love to watch. And so I'm also open to like courses, one-on-one coaching. Those are other great ways of getting knowledge. But it's just that books just feel too authentic to me and they're my first choice when it comes to gaining knowledge in general. And very recently, since like early November of this year, I started reading Hard Times Create Strong Men, which is a really deep book on masculinity, on like basically the author goes into very deep topics like politics, like of course the cycle itself. Hard times create strong men create good times. You understand. He also touched upon video games, social media, masturbating, and all of these topics that I already know a lot about. But it was nice to reinforce my beliefs once again, once in a while. It is good to read one of these books because you will not only get the point of view from another human, but also you would just strengthen the beliefs that you already have in the first place, since they're written down in like an actual official book. So that means that it is 100% correct, that it does apply, right? And plus, the author already has the end results that I'm looking for. He's a powerful and a successful colossal businessman. So why shouldn't I listen to him, right? And so that book was huge. It was 600 pages long, and I finished it in just a single month by the end of November. And in a way, this feeling of having this colossal weapon in my hands, this absolute divine way of getting new knowledge that I could call upon anytime that I wanted to, I was afraid that I basically wasted all of the ideas that I already wanted to read. Like, yeah, I use this weapon to absolutely make me closer to becoming the best version of myself that I can possibly become in this life. But I was afraid that I basically reached the limit of like all the books that I wanted to read until this point. But of course, that wasn't the case. And there were still many other books that I had on my mind that I wanted to read. Like, of course, there were some trading books that I wanted to read just to get some general understanding of trading in general. Not wanting to say that I want to, start a trading, start my trading journey right now. But in the future, I just wanted to get uh, some strong floor that I could rely on when it comes to knowledge. And there were, of course, other books that I plan on reading in the future, like How to Think and Grow Bigger. That book that I mentioned earlier. But there was also another one called The Lucifer Effect, of how good people turn into bad people and unpleasant, malevolent creatures. Yeah, I read like 20 pages of that book during this like 2 week period after I finished Good Times Create Strong Men. No, Good Times Create Weak Men. And oh boy, was I afraid that I wasn't gonna get any new powerful source of knowledge. Because whenever you finish a strong goal like this, like I've been wanting to read Hard Times Create Strong Men for an entire year now, and now that it was finished, I had nothing big to look forward to. Because, of course, creativity doesn't just come just like that. All of the greatest ideas, they come after weeks, months, years of thinking deeply about it. They come after a lot of effort and a lot of being afraid of seeing no progress whatsoever. And during these 2 weeks, a lot of my insecurities were actually coming back to me. They aren't strong as, you know, as being a video gamer or wasting your potential. They are nothing compared to that. They were basically insecurities that were like, oh, see, you constantly talk about masculinity and video games on your channel. You should switch the topic from time to time to something actually cultural, like the Renaissance or other historical topics. Something cultural, something that makes sense, something that will last, and not just masturbating, not just depression. And yeah, they sometimes get to me from time to time. But what they don't understand is that I'm basically like a level 5 self improvement YouTuber. So basically, like I take you from the beginning stages of you knowing like how to meditate, how to journal, into like the advanced stages of self improvement. So like you already know your purpose in life, and you're aligning any kind of business model to it of your choosing. You're already cold approaching woman. You're already doing something with your physical and your mental health. You understand? I'm basically like in the middle point right now. And I want you to get to this point as well. But still, if I want to advance in my self improvement journey, I still need to find more advanced books. More niche down, I would say. Not just more advanced, but basically like more focused on one specific niche, if that makes sense, in greater details. Because after a while, it isn't about quantity, it is about quality. And so I started searching for this another niche down goal that I could look forward to this new ass grind that I could work on every single day. And wouldn't you know it, after 2 weeks of all of this, of being on this vague path, of basically not seeing any progress whatsoever, and not having a single goal in the first place when it comes to learning, I stumbled upon this very interesting YouTuber that I wouldn't say has conspiracy theories on his channel, but he has very interesting documentaries indeed. And oh boy, I just watched like one video from him, and I know that this guy 100% knows what he's talking about. And I'll definitely watch his channel. He has these documentaries, videos about sports, about powerful groups that lead the world, about like, how companies rule the world, and all of these interesting topics that I would like to learn more about culture, about anything in general. And it was literally like a hallelujah moment for me because instantly I noticed that this guy had so many documentaries that were hours long, and I just thought to myself, bro, I just broke a fucking dam. After 2 weeks of no progress, of being stuck in this loophole, I finally found something new that I could grind on every single day. This is awesome. This is something that I can watch in my free time whenever I have something finished, and I can just, turn it on at the end of the day and think about it and basically use it to expand my creativity. And oh boy, was I vibrating on a higher frequency that instant. It was such a liberating feeling for me. It was incredible. You see, you have all of the weapons that you need to become the best possible version of yourself in this life. You have powerful weapons that will fix your mental health, your physical health, your wealth, and your relationships. You have all of these different topics, like finding your purpose, that will bring you so much money when you align any kind of business model towards it. You have meditation, you have calisthenics, you have deadlift, you have journaling, you have all of these beautiful and strong habits, and adventuring also, that will literally mend you, and they will literally enhance your mental and your physical health like there's no tomorrow whatsoever. And plus, you can also combine both of these into one and combine adventuring with your purpose in life. Like you actually go out and explore the outside world and you get new life stories, and then you can talk about them with any kind of people out there. That will also fix your relationships. But of course, there are it is always an uncertain path, and you'll never know when something can go wrong. You'll never know whenever you will have a bad day where you just don't feel like it whatsoever. And you never know when you'll have a motivational high day, like when you will feel like you're the king of the world. But trust me, those days will come. All you need to do is just trust the process. Each and every single guy on self improvement that has the goals achieved that you want to get achieved yourself, the ones that have the end results, they had to go through this as well. They went through unbelievable amounts of fear just so that they can achieve the goals that you want to accomplish. Okay? So just constantly remember that. And those that aren't afraid of seeing no progress whatsoever, it is not that they're overly confident about themselves, it is just that they will truly don't make it and they are not worth it of holding and yielding that weapon in battle. Because they get way too cocky and they think that they're above everything, but trust me, you need to be at least a little bit afraid, because that means that you can reflect on your actions and actually get past all of the life tests that life throws at you. Otherwise, that guy who isn't afraid, he would just brush it off as someone disrespecting him because they don't even reach their toes Or they can brush it as just life being mean to them, like, oh, why me? Why did you throw this life test at me? Are you testing me once again, you meanie? You understand. But you're a timeless reader on self evolution. You're something above them, but not in like an egotistical way, but you're actually on the right path. You have nothing to lose. Okay? So yield the weapons strongly, hold them tightly in your hands, and discipline yourself to charge into action, to charge into the discomfort, into the uncharted territory, and make yourself proud by achieving new, long term results that will fulfill you for months on end. If you want to join a community where we discuss our mental health and full of like minded men who share the same values as you, the same likes and dislikes, the same goals as you, who are becoming the best version of themselves every single day to surpass you in the race of men, but at the same time, they will be like your true blood bonded brothers with whom you can talk about any kind of topic and any kind of awkward life story, and they will give you life advice on it whenever you need it. Then you can join our Discord clan in the description. I know that if you're watching videos like these and willing to take action, that you have way more potential than you think you have. So please, harness it and join us on the path towards greatness and leave the 99% of people behind in the dust. I know that you'll find your place in there. But besides that, you can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, join the email list in the description and get yourself a free ebook about mindfulness, comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement into your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited, and become a part of the family. If you want to learn about healthy mindsets that will guarantee you success in the long term and in the short term by mending your mental health and bringing you on the right path, no matter what, no matter the life test, no matter the goal, then I highly suggest that you should go check out Timeless Reader's Mindset in the description. It is truly something life changing, and you would be a fool to miss out, especially with the discount that is happening over there right now. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you